Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Let's do which one. There was a second movie, Steve Yoda Creations.
See, I actually managed to record some gameplay this time, so yay! Actually, with how far I got in this recording session, there's only going to be one more video of this game. Then I'll have to find something else to play. So, hey, variety, you know? So, anything interesting to talk about before we get to the news? There might be any background talk in on my side. Obviously, I don't live alone, so there's other people in the house, so yeah. They're not quite so noisy. You there?
Can't really think of anything worth noting on a personal level.
Just thought I'd ask.
Well, unfortunate news on the digital streaming side of things. Quibi shut down just recently. Only 6 months.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really expected it to last long. Like, oh, bunch of stuff in tiny little old tidbits that you can only really, I guess, like it was primarily a phone app. It's like,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, the Disney movie for next year, Ray and the Last Dragon trailer came out.
that. I think I've seen a few things about it, but I haven't really been looking too deep into it.
Still worth learning. Uh, Tom Holland met the original Nathan Drake, Nolan North, during Uncharted production.
So saw the picture that they had. It's like, okay, not bad. Uh, he it's weird. Like for the most part, the body is like just right. It's just the face. It's like, uh, he looks young, and it's like, eh,
All I'm thinking is, hopefully, it shouldn't be a Tom Hardy Venom case.
Well, but yeah, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that one because, well, I haven't played any of the games, but I heard good things about them. And hey, if they manage to make a good good movie based on a video game, I might check it out.
Well, Leto's looking to Leto's willing to reprise his role for the Joker for the Snyder reshoots for Justice League.
Yay!
So that will be interesting.
Yeah. Like, who asked for this? I mean, besides Snyder. Who asked for this? No offense to the actor, but isn't his Joker basically regarded as like the worst one?
He's had a mixed reception at best because I definitely remember him being a custom DLC for WWE 2K. I've seen a couple of videos on that.
Huh.
But yeah, nowhere near likes of either Hamill, any of the live action any of the previous live action ones.
Yeah.
Troy, ba- Troy Baker, John DiMaggio. Not quite high, but
But yeah, it's like the more I hear about this reshoot, the more it sounds like it's turning into a convoluted mess.
it might fix some problems we had in the actual version.
Maybe.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things I heard that. And speaking of the DCEU, Warner's reportedly eyeing Isabella Moner and Leslie Grace for Cyclone role in Black Adam.
Okay.
Might be getting a crossover of the Burton Schumacher verse coming because Keaton seems to be reprising his role for Batman for The Flash.
Oh, okay, that's DC news that actually sounds interesting.
Clancy Brown addresses a potential return of Villainous Berg for season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Hmm.
Two more films for Fast and the Furious main series. Calls it quits. Justin Lin set to direct those installments.
I mean, it had a good, it's had a good run, and sometimes it's good to know when a good time to stop is.
Kind of wonder if there's going to be any side story spin-off material coming. Side story spin-off material with this announcement. They did say main series after all.
True.
Well, only 3 years after the last Power Ranger film, which was a huge cinematic question mark, seems a new film and television series is in development from Jonathan Entwise.
Yeah, I read a little bit about that, but I think I was busy at the time, so I didn't really go any further. It's like, okay. I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that I have a friend who's been following this following the series, and he's been quite adamant about a particular Japanese, uh, one certain Japanese series that has been adapted yet.
Ah,
Can't quite remember.
okay.
Can't quite remember what the this particular edition was, but I know he was quite adamant.
Admittedly, I haven't really been keeping up with this with Super Sentai or Power Rangers lately, so I'm not exactly sure which one it could be. Mine it could be several, given the Power Rangers trend of like having each series be a two-season deal, which keeps expanding the gap between the American version and the Sentai. And it's just uh, the seasonal split was a mistake, and like it has hurt the series ever since it started happening. Though I do hear that the writing has gradually started to get better.
Jamie Foxx to star a new Vampire Hunter movie, Day Shift, for Netflix.
Hmm.
Warwick Davis is Willow. Disney Plus series gets the green light.
Hmm. Yeah, I heard about that. It's like, okay, wow, that's like how long since the original? 88. Wow.
Marvel seems to have reportedly hired Puerto Rican director Alejandro Lopez for some untitled project.
Hmm.
And I hope you're ready for the Mandalorian's groundbreaking visual effects technology to be used elsewhere, because the Batman seems to be eyeing making use of it.
Huh.
I guess it makes sense considering Disney.
Yeah.
Also from Star Wars, Taika Waititi's movie is reported to be premiering to shoot in Scotland as soon as this December.
Hmm. All right.
The teaser Bryant opens up the potential of making a potential of making the Black Panther sequel without Boseman. I suspect there's going to be some dedication,
Of course.
much like Fisher.
Mhm.
Elizabeth Olsen teases comic accurate Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Love and Thunder shooting set to begin in January.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, uh, I would say it's good, but like the current, situation, it's like, so it's like, I,
I suspect it's going to be in increments, like it has, like how progress has been with Robert Patterson.
yeah.
Seems like Battlestar Galactica movie that was teased somewhere far back is now moving forward.
Oh. Hmm.
And I kind of wonder how things are going in terms of Liefeld's attempts at cinema.
Yeah.
Bug Adam and Shazam 2 were set to begin production early next year, and also for Adam,
Hmm.
Ald- Aldous Hodge teases comic book research for the Hawkman role.
Okay.
We're gonna a couple of reschedules here. Don't Breathe 2 heads to August next year, and also for summer 2021, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was supposed to be a thing. Then again, I've been seeing that about a lot of things that have kind of gone quiet over the past year and a half or year and a half or so. This has been a long year.
Do you remember seeing the trailer? So it's there, just release dates have been picky.
Yeah.
Well, for those who have wanted Tim Burton and the Addams Family to do something together, seems that there's a live-action series in the works.
Yeah, I read about that. Like, okay, that does seem up Burton's alley. So hopefully that turns out well.
Kind of, I wonder if fans are still a little bit iffy, given his streak in the past decade-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have heard that fans are kind of thinking he would be perfect for that kind of thing. My question is, did he actually have a history with it? And not production-wise, obviously. I've actually ended up watching the behind-the-scenes featurettes for the animated movie from last year, and
Hmm.
one of the directors is a fan. So it kind of helped not just helped that he had a decent animation background, but also has a history with the family. So thankful. So that helped in a bit.
Yeah.
Marvel introducing a new Valkyrie, seemingly based on Tessa Thompson's Ragnarok hero.
Okay, sounds good.
We're regarding that Battlestar Galactica movie. Seems the writer for X-Men: The Last Stand is directing.
Hmm.
Scarlett Johansson to play the bride for Apple TV and A24.
Yeah. Eh.
Marvel is still searching for writers to pen the Mahershala Ali-led Blade movie. Obviously, the MCU version, as opposed to the other hits starring Wesley Snipes. Joe Manganiello conf- confirmed to play Deathstroke in the Snyder League reshoots.
Yeah, like I've said, at this point, it's like now it's beginning to be less of a reshoot and more of a redo. But I guess that's kind of the point. But it's like he should feel lucky. Most people don't get a second chance at a movie.
I'm thinking at this rate, it's I'm thinking at this rate, it's going to have quite a similar history to Magic Railroad, which of course had a long director's cut campaign, and it only took a recent Blu-ray release to get some of the hidden material to be finally out.
Yeah.
Looking at casting the three faces of evil, or the kindly ones, it's the crew for Fury of the Gods.
You mentioned something about Faces of Evil, and I couldn't help but immediately think of the Zelda CDI game. Uh,
And finally, of course, the people we've lost this week, as well as a name that I somehow didn't report earlier, but well, earlier until I found it recently in the comments of a video that I occasionally have a random search for. We have Charlie Daniels, Doreen Montalvo, and Marge Champion.
can't say I recognize any of the names, but
Devil went down to Georgia for Charlie Daniels.
ah, yeah, I think I remember seeing a thread about that.
Doreen has a career on Broadway and also was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, oh, well, that's a movie I've seen. Uh,
And interestingly, Marge was involved with production. Is one of the oldest surviving Disney veterans, or was one of the oldest surviving Disney veterans, having
oh,
worked on Snow White.
oh, wow. Well, let me get a drink first. The news out of the way. It's time to get into tonight's recap. Uh, it is. Ah, Gravity Falls Season 1, Episode 12, Summerween. Yeah, I was looking at the video player. It's like, okay, Season 1, which episode? And it doesn't tell you which episode. It's like, oh. It kind of cuts off after Season 1. But yeah, Summerween. So the gang, in this case, Dipper, Mabel, Seuss, and Stan, are in the car and they go to a store because it is Summerween. What is Summerween, you ask? Well, it turns out that the town likes Halloween so much they celebrate it twice, and tonight is that night. So that's sort of pick up some supplies.
If you wanted to be a little accurate, considering that Christmas in July is a thing, they would have normally done this in May.
Never thought about that. So yeah, they go to the store and generally make a nuisance of themselves. Dipper and Mabel are running around. Seuss is playing with these candy bowls with these skulls in them that make bad jokes when you press them down on them. And Stan is getting what are they called?
Barrels of blood.
Barrels of blood. Yes. Yeah, it's like there's such a nuisance that the store clerk is actually calls the police on them, but Stan smoke bombs and they run out. But don't worry, Stan did pay for the stuff in Stan bucks.
I'm surprised our creature of the week hasn't gone after her. Also, two references come up with that skeleton. The first was Undertale.
Ah, okay.
And the second one that actually comes out just now was a bit from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Hmm. All right. So they're back at the shack. Dipper and Mabel are talking to Sus about like how they've always gone trick or treating as like a pair, like Salt and Pepper Shaker, zombie and zombie victim, and so on. And Sus warns them of the Summerween trickster, or I think that's what it was called. Uh, we watched this like an hour ago, and already I'm forgetting stuff. But yeah, apparently, yeah, the trickster supposedly goes after children who like don't have the proper Halloween spirit and all that stuff. Yeah, they're like, whatever. So yeah, Dipper starts digging into the bucket of candy, and it's like, oh, what is this crap? Sand pop, gummy chair. It's like, this is trash tier candy. So he starts tossing it out the window into the garbage. And hey, someone's at the door. It's uh I'm blanking on names. Uh Hold on. Character.
Inwixer conflicts for the episode.
Ah, yes. It's Wendy and I believe it was Robbie. I believe is the other guy. Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart there. Like, wait, who are characters? Uh, but yeah, turns out Wendy left her jacket there, and yeah, because they're going to this cool Halloween party at 9 o'clock. It's like, hey, you want to come? I mean, you're not trick or treating, are you? Like, what? No, 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 of course not. No, of course, no. That'd be silly. So everyone else is in their costumes. Mabel is a jar of jelly. Her friends are there too. Candy and Grenda. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the Gravity Fall characters wiki page up. Oh, and
Good call.
Stan is the vampire. Like, okay, everyone ready to go trick or treating? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Waddles is dressed up in a suit. For those who don't know, Waddles is a pig. So yeah, this is adorable. It's like, okay, now just waiting on Dipper, and Dipper is not in a costume. Oh no, he's feeling sick. cough, cough. Ugh. But it's like, oh, come on. It's like, it'll be fine. And, someone's at the door. Dipper answers it. And it's this tall guy with a mask and a patched together suit and a hat. Did I say? Oh, okay. How should I describe the mask? It's like pure black covering into the face, and in the center of the face is kind of like this single tooth smiley face. I believe that's the best way to describe it. And he's like really tall. And Dipper's like, dude, aren't you a bit old for this? And shuts the door. And he knocks again. And Dipper's like, dude, go away, go to another house. And closes the door again. And he knocks again. And Dipper's like, yeah, I ain't opening that. So he was like, oh yeah, sorry about the, and he's like, ah, you have angered me. Ah. And yeah, it turns out this is the trickster, and they have until all the
Jack-o'-melons.
jack-o'-melon. I was trying to remember what called like melon lantern, jack-o'-melons. Basically, jack-o'-lantern in a watermelon. They have until all the jack-o'-melons go out, or else they will be eaten. He also demonstrates this by eating recurring characters, minor characters. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's like it's no one important. But yeah, it's like, oh no, now they have to gather 500 pieces of candy. How are they gonna do that? Like, okay, that's it. Okay. And there's our Discord reboot for the night.
Yes, who could forget that? It's still a thing.
Yeah. Still, I have no idea why that happens, and like why it only happens to me. Right, where was it? Oh, right, trick-or-treating. Okay, let's go get some candy. How about that house? Or, wait, get ahead of myself. They tell Seuss what's going on. And like, ooh. So then they go trick-or-treating. Meanwhile, with Stan, like he has this vampire outfit set up, and like, so some kids show up, and they're like trick or treat, and it's like, okay, hey kid, like, ah, and the face melts off, revealing a skull, and most of the kids run off screaming, and it's like, ah, except for these two boys, and it's like, give us candy. It's like, oh, that's not scary. Like, ah, and he starts ripping sausages out of his chest. It's like, these are actual guts. And that's still not getting them. It's like, I forget it was here or the next bit, but basically they've been watching horror films since they were like 2, so it's like it's gonna take a bit much to scare them. So okay, back with the kids and Seuss. So first house. Okay, do what was the name? Uh, da, da, da. And well, anyway, this one house where it's like, okay, handing out lots of candy. So okay, go there. That should be fine. It's like, okay, is everyone in costume? And she starts pointing at what all the costumes are. And then like she gets the dipper, and it's like, huh, what's your costume? Yeah, I'm not really in costume. We're kind of on a schedule here. And it's like, whatever. And gives them each one piece of candy. Yeah,
Could
it's
have, could have done the entire thing quickly, but you just went with the other option of speeding things up.
yeah. And then the trickster shows up, like checks out the candy, like, I've seen better. Like, okay, they're really on the they're really on the clock now. Back with Stan, he's out of the vampire costume now, and like the two kids are still like, give us their candy. So he walks out, and oh no, oh my god, a pig is bursting out of his chest, like ah ah yes, the obligatory aliens reference. And it's like, what scares you kids? It's like, watch this. And one of the kids pulls out a phone, and it's like, oh, it's a nice, cute little cat. And then jump scare. It's like, ah! And that freaks Stan out.
So yes, we're looking at the Five Nights at Freddy generation, apparently.
Yeah. So back with the kids, they decide like, okay, Dipper has to get in costume. They need to hurry this up. Go to all the houses. As they start going to the houses, putting on their twins act, because like I said earlier, Mabel, Jable, wow. Trying to say two words at once. Mabel is a jar of jelly. Dipper is a jar of peanut butter. So yeah, the plan's working. They start getting a bunch of candy, and like, okay, everything's good. We have 499 pieces of candy. We just need one more. We'll go. We'll get Seuss's truck. Get Seuss in his truck. You wait here with the candy. And like Dipper's like, okay, good. So they run off, and oh hey, it's Robbie's van, and Wendy's in there. It's like, oh crap, crap, crap. Okay, put the wheelbarrow full of candy behind the bushes. Take this costume off. And like, hey, you still going to the party? Yeah, oh yeah. I just like looking at the trick or treaters. Like reminds me of when I was younger. Like yeah, but yeah, it's like I'm on my way there. Don't worry about it. And
Something I meant to say
yeah,
though. Something I meant to say the last time this. Since I meant to say something I meant to say the first time this happened. Wait until this guy comes up against Pinkie Pie.
yeah. But yeah, it turns out Mabel saw this conversation, and it's like, seriously, that's why I didn't want to go trick or treating, because you wanted to hang out with you wanted to go to a party. Like, not cool, dude. Also, where's the candy? Don't worry, it's just behind this bush. And behind the bush was a large drop that had dropped almost all the candy into into a body of water. Like, what have you done?
Looks more like a fence. Looks more like a fence of dumping area, according to what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Sewer drains, old tires, the works.
Yeah. Oh wow, almost done with the episode, and we still have half the game video left. Yeah, we're making good time. So yeah, it's like they're running out of time. All the jack-o'-melons are going out, and like until they get to find the last one with McGucket. It's like, I'm gonna blow this out. It's like, no, don't blow it up. Ah, I'm McGucket. And they tackle him. They get the jack-o'-melon. And it all breathe a huge sigh of relief that blows out the lantern.
Oops.
Boom, boom, ba-da, boom. So yeah, the trickster's here. And it's like, oh, I see you don't have any candy. Well, looks like it's dinner time.
And up into the transformation stage, I couldn't help but get some scarecrow vibes.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. Actually, it grows an extra pair of arms. And like, and it grabs all the kids. Like, it's gonna eat them until a truck runs into it and blows it apart. Good save by Seuss there. Like, okay, everything's good, but Mabel, Mabel hurt her elbow, and she's still upset with Dipper. But like, they get into the truck and start driving back to the shack. And oh hey, the trickster's reforming, and it starts chasing. It jumps onto the truck, and oh no! And they crash into that store from earlier. Like, okay, everyone hide. So they all find a spot to hide, and like I said, Mabel's upset with Dipper because like they were supposed to go trick or treating together. Because like, well, with Dipper, it's you want to go to the party because like you felt like he's growing up, getting a bit old for trick or treating, and that's why Mabel wanted to go trick or treating because they're getting older and there isn't many Halloweens left to do this. And it's like, oh, makes you feel sad. But yeah, it's like, okay, need to get out of here. If only there was some way to disguise ourselves in here, says Sue, standing next to a bunch of costumes. So yeah, they get dressed up, like some of them as a bunch of robed figures with their hoods up and skull masks, and Seuss as a gorilla, and the other two are just kind of hanging on a costume rack. But they were on the side, so hey, like okay, get to the exit. No, Seuss, don't press the skull down. Like, yeah, it's been a stressful night. I really need this. And he presses it down, and nothing.
Who would have
No,
thought
it's what?
Who would have thought that would be a bit of a plot point?
Yeah. Like, no, Seuss, don't put the batteries in. I need this. and he presses it down, and it makes a bad joke, and it's like, oh, and so the trickster grabs Seuss and eats him, and the kids all like toss off the robes and reveal weapons, it's like, and they charge at the trickster. Grinda actually chops the hand off, and they notice something about the parts that are being taken, like the trickster debris. I'll be calling it. Tastes like saltwater taffy, and it grabs all of them, and like it reveals itself as basically a all of the unwanted, discarded Halloween candy is just like come together into this one form to get revenge against those who threw it away.
Plot point number 2.
And, like, you didn't want to eat me, but I'll have fun eating you. And then he starts having some issues. And Seuss bursts out from his chest like, this is good. Yeah, Seuss ate his way out. And it's like, you actually like this candy? Like, not bad. Uh, and it starts crying candy corn tears of joy. It's like, all I ever wanted was for someone to say I was good. And just like crying's a bit awkward, but I'm not. I'm not gonna stop eating. And then and then that kid bursts out, and it's like, I've been traumatized. So back with the trick or treating kid, the two trick or treating kids. It's like, okay, we still want our candy. Let's go into the shack, find where his candy. And like Stan's getting ready for a bath, and like they walk in, and Stan disrupts. They run out screaming. Don't worry, he didn't disrobe all the way. He still had his shorts on, but like, still got it. They also leave their bags of candy there. So the kids get back to the shack, and yeah, Wendy's there. Turns out part of it was kind of boring, and Robbie actually got sick after eating one piece of candy, and yeah.
Eesh.
They're a little disappointed that they didn't get any candy tonight because it all went down the river or would have been taken by the trickster. But hey, Stan has candy, so they all sit down and start watching horrible Summerween movies, munching on candy. And Stan's like, it's not about the candy or the trick or treating. It's about the family coming together and 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 like what really matters is pure evil. And they all laugh, and it's just like, I ate a person today. and they all just look at him. It's like, hmm.
Good grief.
And and for the and yeah, and for the credits scene, yeah, Mabel made a bunch of meme pictures with models in the suit. Very adorable, very cute, very funny.
Good one, Alex. A really good one.
Yeah, but yeah, and that was Summerween. Pretty good episode. Like, can't I can't find any major issues with it. Oh, another drink. It was funny and made several references, and yeah, overall, really good. So, what are your thoughts on the episode? um, you there? Hmm.
Sorry, trying to put words together.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
I really think this was funny, but I'm starting to get a bit of bit head tilted when it comes to Wendy Dipper stories.
Ah, uh, uh, I need to. After the next part of this game, I need to decide what I want to play next. Like, so many choices. Though, part of me wants to like focus on stuff I've never played before. You know,
Sounds good.
which to be fair is like the majority of my Steam library. So again, no lack of choices there.
I guess there was a bit of an advantage this time around in that it's that it kind of feels at times like a Goosebumps episode in which sort of tied into character conflict.
Yeah, I can see that. So interesting thing about the this game, there's actually an achievement, and where basically to get it, you have to beat the game without dying once. Also known as, yeah, I'm never getting that achievement. I also watched a speedrun of this game earlier today. Get this, reverse boss order, and it only took like 34 minutes. Meanwhile, to get to the final boss took me about 3 hours. So yeah, there's room for some improvement. Still a fun game though. I only wish it was kind of. I I only wish it was a bit longer. but still a good game. But yeah, as you may have seen, my current strategy in the game at this
Jeez.
uh, current strategy is okay. Use the magic sword item I got and have it kill everything for me. Yeah, when I get back to this game, I'll probably switch strategies up a bit because it is a little slow.
I'm getting Symphony of the Night vibes with that blade.
Yeah, I think that was the purpose. Like you got the obligatory death-ish boss in the clock tower. The final boss is in the throne room. Like,
And I also noticed,
well,
the map system. Very Metroidvania.
that's what it is. A Metroidvania based on a series of bullet hell shooters. I don't know why I'm so cloggy tonight. Maybe it's something I ate. Like, usually it would be milk that would be causing that issue, but I haven't had any. Ooh, I wonder if there's like a new game plus mode. That would be cool. Ooh. Okay, it looks like there is a new game plus mode.
Sounds good.
So you're going to restart, but you only have one health. And of course, the standard boss rush mode. Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Something to try out sometime.
But yeah, it's still funny. The Dipper Wendy bit, the Dipper Wendy conflict this time around, kind of almost tilted me for a bit. But at the but I can also see some Goosebumps esque vibes this time around.
Yeah,
So it wasn't a total loss.
yeah. They find it kind of funny, like, okay, Wendy's all hyped up for this party, and the end is just like, eh. But yeah, currently on the game, and what I was trying to do is basically there's an achievement. Uh, let me start over. When you use the when you use the health refresh machine, you get a can of soda. Like the soda is the health refresh, and you toss away the soda. But you get an achievement for tossing the each tossing a soda from each of the save machines into the respective trash bin, which is why you occasionally see me go back and forth to the refill spot several times because the trajectory and direction is kind of random. Sometimes it'll get tossed forward, sometimes back. The angle's different each time, and sometimes you need to use time stop. So yes, you do get an achievement for recycling in this game. Thankfully, that's something I'll never have to do again. Because yeah, it got kind of tedious at times, especially this last one. I was like, okay, get up here, try to get pause, go to the thing, pause time, go all the way down there, fail at getting in the bin. So I have to stop. I am climbing your way back up, refresh the time meter, and then use the machine again with max time and do the whole process over and over again. Yeah, minor spoiler alert, I don't actually beat the boss in this video. I got really close, but I figured, like, okay, there isn't much left in the game, so save the final boss, which will still probably take a few tries, and then the extra stage and extra boss battle. Because it's a Toho game, of course there's an extra stage level. It's like standard for the series.
Toho, as in the same company behind Godzilla.
Oh no, Touhou.
Okay.
Different name, pronounced the same. How many games are there at this point? Uh, uh, okay, the 17th game released last year. Okay. Yeah, it's a series of bullet hell shooters. And actually, some of them have actually started being released on Steam, which is nice. Although some of the older games could probably do with like a enhanced re-release, because yeah, they're old games, and let's just say Windows is kind of finicky when it comes to old games.
I have a feeling it's to do with the emulators you're using.
I mean, they're all PC. Well, okay, they're not all PC games. The first five were on the PC 98 computer system in Japan.
Ah, so MS-DOS era.
Well, not DOS. The the first Windows version, the first Windows game came out in 2002. So more like Windows XP era. Basically, due to the coding and like even with like the compatibility mode, sometimes the games tend to run at a very high a very high frame rate. Like frame rates that were not meant to be played on when you're doing a shoot 'em up or like a bullet hell game. It's like, okay, 30 frames per second, fine. 60 frames per second, fine. 400 frames per second, like, no, stop, slow down. But yeah, it's like standard issue with older games. Uh, but yeah, it's funny. Like with most things, I really got into the series because of the music. Like the series has some excellent music, and like it's all done by one guy, which is really impressive. I've gotten into a lot of things due to the music. Of course, most of it's anime, and I used to listen to an anime radio station, so I had more chance to hear songs. So yeah. But yeah, the strategy for any boss fight really, but this one in particular, it's like, okay, use the magic sword to whittle down the enemy's health, but that uses up the magic bar. I also occasionally use the stop time, which allows the thing to use the time bar or time meter, but that runs out too. Now, normally these refill slowly, but there's a mechanic in the Toho series called grazing, which is basically if you get really, really close to an enemy projectile, but not actually hitting it, that's considered grazing the shot. And when you do that, in this game in particular, you regain some health, magic, and time. Or when time is stopped, just time and magic, but to a lesser extent in that case. In the main Toho games, grazing in is a big way of building up your score. Yeah, basically use or graze projectiles to refill the bar, to use the sword, and so on. And I was actually using in this game, there's a thing you can do where you hold down the attack button for a few seconds, and you can actually slow down time for a set period of time, which makes grazing a lot easier. But you have to refresh it from time to time, so it's like, okay, slow time, and press and hold down the attack button again, because, hey, the sword's doing everything for me, and, yeah. It's actually a really interesting game mechanic. Like, it's a whole risk-reward thing. You risk by getting close to the shots, and, like, you could get hit. But you reward it by refilling all your meters and stuff. Of course, I haven't been playing full screen, so some of the projectiles get kind of difficult to see, so yeah. Dodging can be a bit iffy at times. Also, with this video, I actually started adjusting the volume settings on my recording software, so hopefully the editing process won't really have to mess around with the volume that much. It's like, oh, hey, the volume section has this bar that goes from green to yellow to red. It's like, wait, I probably shouldn't be having it reach red. Okay, turn the volume down. Only took me this long to notice.
Well, I'm leaning towards expressing some interest in the new Pinfinities.
Oh?
The pony augmented reality pins.
Oh yeah, those things. I saw those. I think I saw an advertisement for it on Facebook. Yeah, it's like interesting. Like interesting to see how that goes and if it sells well.
I'm excited for the cheese pie that's going to be coming shortly after the Sakura arc.
Yep. Looking forward to that. Uh,
Bit of a laugh before we got started on the episode, but of course, people who have been watching, people who have been checking out Equestria Daily know there's been occasional dates saved for certain ponies, and
we'll
they're
have to
like,
say Trixie or Treat.
yeah. The latest announcement is pretty hilarious in a bit of an out of context way.
Yeah. What the? Ooh! And grabbing the video. Okay. Well, that happened again. Yeah, like I found it kind of surprising how far I was able to get it into this fight once I got past phase one. Because I think if I remember correctly, this was actually the first attempt past phase one, and it's like I got really close to actually beating the boss, and like okay, not really one attempt, but one post phase one attempt. Also, some something I need to keep in mind next time I try this is like, okay, so the enemy doesn't actually have a hitbox. It's like, okay, I don't actually need to worry about like running into the enemy and getting hurt. Which will definitely make maneuvering a lot easier. But yeah, like a lot of the moves are like decently telegraphed. But I find the fireball one difficult mainly because of those flamey balls on the pillars. That's like it distracts me from the actual flames.
In terms of things I'm probably going to be ending up juggling this week, two of which can be two of which are probably probably best noted. Um, across some point tomorrow we'll be celebrating, albeit lately, my sister's birthday.
Oh,
She's going to be coming over. She's going to be coming over, and we're going to have cake.
cake is good. Hmm.
Second, I've been a bit of a meme push lately, so I'm thinking of doing a little something with a couple of things I managed to pick up over the past week.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, it's like my only plans coming up are like making some jerky on Tuesday, doctor's appointment next. Well, not like this upcoming Thursday, but like the following Thursday. Like, yeah, that and
Okay.
just seeing like what the work schedule works out to be. Also, we've run out of video. But yeah, I'm thinking once I get past this game, I'll start recording in half-hour chunks. See how that works out. And I'll just like put together a playlist for the stream. Uh, so I should probably start wrapping up.
Yes. Once again, funny. Few things didn't. It's funny. One certain piece was one certain part of the part of the plot worked in its favor, although at times was tilting in my head.
Yeah. Still a good episode, and like I can't say there's been like a really bad episode of Gravity Falls yet. So here's hoping this continues.
I think at best the trend we were. I think at best. I think at best comes back to something that we something that we witnessed over the course of last year, and that's not skip worthy, but not as strong as certain entries.
Right. Yeah, with Gravity Falls, it's really a quality over quantity show.
But yes, we're gonna keep a close eye on how the keep a close eye on how next weekend's gonna pan out. But at some point, we'll hopefully get to the next entry. Well, maybe.
Yep.
So when, as usual, until set timing. Stay safe, stay well, enjoy limited spooks.
Yep. See you later.
Yeah, take care, Will. See